Well, for more, let's speak to our correspondent, Dave Keating in Brussels. Hello to you, Dave. Never before has an opinion been given so quickly on EU candidacy. What do we expect to hear from the Commission today?
Well, we're expecting this announcement this afternoon. This will be a recommendation. The Commission will recommend that candidate status be granted to Ukraine and Moldova. They have been examining this question over the past weeks, along with Georgia. As I understand it, Georgia will not be recommended for candidate status at this time. Of course, this is not the Commission's decision to make. This will be a decision for the European Council of 27 national leaders, and they'll be meeting here in Brussels next week for a summit. The speculation is now that they may hold a vote for candidacy status at that summit. And of course, that speculation was increased with yesterday's endorsement of the idea from the leaders of France, Germany, and Italy during their visit to Kiev. But there is still some hesitation about this. The specter of Turkey's candidacy status, which was granted over 2 decades ago, looms over this. There is hesitation to be granting candidacy status only for geopolitical reasons when there are still severe doubts about whether Ukraine can really ever be in the European Union. So we'll see what happens at that summit next week.
Yeah, and Dave, if Ukraine is granted this candidate status, what happens next?
Well, it's a long process. As I mentioned, Turkey has had candidate status for over 2 decades, and it could be even longer in this case. What we're expecting with this recommendation this afternoon is the Commission will say that Ukraine meets the conditions to be granted candidacy status, but does not yet meet the conditions to start negotiations for accession. They're going to set some conditions that would need to be set before those talks could start, and one of those conditions, whether said or unsaid, is that the war needs to end. Everyone I've talked to here says really there's no prospect of starting these talks before the war is over. So first the war needs to end, then Ukraine needs to meet these conditions in terms of anti-corruption, good governance in order to start the talks, and those talks will take many years. And this is, of course, if the candidacy status is granted next week, which is still uncertain at this point. So this is a process that will take many years. However, it is a very strong political signal because this really puts the country on the road toward European Union membership. And especially after the Turkey experience, countries don't want to grant this for no reason. And so it would mean that they do realistically see a prospect of Ukraine joining the European Union one day.